We should have this. Thank you. We just had to have our technician bring us back on. All right, I'm not sure when the microphone died, so we had a mover and a seconder for the agenda. You had a chance to read the minutes of the previous meetings. Are there any errors or omissions on the February 2nd meeting? Seeing none, then we have a recommendation that the minutes of the Adelaide Metcalfe meeting of council held on February 2nd, 2026 be adopted as printed. Could I have a mover and a seconder? Moved by Councillor McKinnon, seconded by Councillor Campbell. All in favor? And that's carried. Okay, next up is your consent agenda. Is there anything anyone wants pulled out of there? Okay, okay.
That was just that.
Okay. All right, we have a recommendation that items 6A through 6E listed under the heading of consent agenda for the February 17th, 2026 meeting of council be adopted as recommended. Could I have a mover and a seconder? Moved by Councillor Brody, seconded by Councillor Kingma. All in favor? And that's carried. Next up on the agenda is our correspondence. We have a request to support a resolution from the City of Brantford. It's a call for reform and publication of the Ontario Sex Offender Registry. 7B, a request to support a resolution from the Township of Nairn and Hyman to support for the steel and lumber sectors, sorry. Okay, we have a recommendation that council receive and file correspondence items 7A and 7B. Moved by Councillor McKinnon, seconded by Councillor Kingma. All in favor? And that's carried. Next up on our agenda are the staff reports. And the first one up is the dust suppression tender results. And I'll turn this portion of the meeting over to our Public Works Manager, Coulter Cahill.
Thank you, Mayor Clark. My computer's not loading, but anyways, my report today is on our dust suppressant results. This year we had 5 contractors bid. I'm just pulling it up right now. Sorry, Sue. Yeah, this year we received 5 bids, so it was a really good turnout. The successful bidder for the supply of dust suppressant was Andamar Dust and Ice Control Limited. This is based on the lowest price per unit. Based on bids received, we were under budget by $21,180 plus HST. And this year, the term of the potential contract is a 1-year term with the option to renew the contract for 3 independent 1-year terms at the discretion of the township. Was something that we added this year just because it's a regular maintenance thing that we do apply to the dust our gravel roads. So we thought it was a decent idea, but we would still bring it back to council for sure. And my recommendation is in the report. So I'll open up for any questions if there is any. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. I think it's encouraging you got 5 responses there. It's really interesting, the swing from the highest to the lowest. Are there any questions or comments for Coulter? Okay, seeing none, then we have a recommendation that council approve the tender received from Andamar Dust and Ice Control Limited in the amount of $110,820 for the supply and application of dust suppressant. Moved by Councillor Campbell, seconded by Councillor Brody. All in favor? And that's carried. Next up on the agenda is 8B, the Middlesex County Employment Lands Readiness Program in reference to Center Road Industrial Lands application. I'll turn this portion of the meeting over to our treasurer, Johnny Pereira.
Thank you, Mayor Clark. Through to council. So this report just relates to the application under the Middlesex County Employment Lands Readiness Program to support advancement of the Center Road Industrial Lands. As council is aware, The township had previously completed a two-phase industrial lands feasibility study, which identified the Highway 402 and Center Road interchange as the preferred location for consolidated industrial development and represents a significant opportunity to strengthen and diversify the township's assessment base. The 2026 budget does include $150,000 to start the secondary plan process, with the servicing master plan forecasted for 2027. Staff are now recommending that council may want to consider advancing both studies and doing them both concurrently at a total cost of $450,000 to accelerate the timelines. So this program through the county has just come out, so it provides us an opportunity to do these together. So by completing these both together, ensures that land use planning is grounded in confirmed servicing feasibility, reduces project risk, and accelerates overall timelines. It does position a township to respond to industrial investment opportunities and future infrastructure funding. So to support this strategy, again, staff are recommending to apply to the county for an interest-free loan up to $200,000, and that would be repayable over 5 years in equal installments. As mentioned, this program just recently has come out. From a budget perspective this year, we do have $150,000 in the budget for the secondary plan. So once that work is complete, that budget capacity could then be redirected toward the annual loan repayment. So this would avoid any tax rate increases, but allows the township to advance both projects at the same time, which accelerates the projects and ensure these employment lands are shovel ready sooner. So through this report, staff is looking at seeking council's approval to prepare and submit the application under the Employment Lands Readiness Program. Should the application be successful, a funding agreement outlining the final loan amount, repayment terms, and so forth would be brought back to council for approval. I would kindly ask council to consider the recommendation outlined within the report. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Johnny. Are there any questions for Johnny? Okay, seeing none, then we have a recommendation that council authorize staff to submit an application to Middlesex County under the Employment Lands Readiness Program for up to $200,000 utilizing the 5-year interest-free loan option. And further, that should the application be approved, a funding agreement be brought forward to council for approval outlining the final loan amount, repayment schedule, and corresponding multi-year financial strategy. Could I have a mover and a seconder? Moved by Councillor Brody, seconded by Councillor Kingma. All in favor? And that's carried. Next up on our agenda, 8C, is the Municipal Services Corporation regarding the industrial land strategy, and I'll turn this portion of the meeting over to our CAO, Morgan Calvert.
Thank you, Mayor, and through you to council, just building on Johnny's report that seemed to go well. We'd also like to consider the further exploration of a municipal services corporation. Again, this is to support the township's industrial land strategy through things like public utility provision, economic development activities, debt capacity, building greater debt capacity, because we do have a small tax base that would struggle to fund this type of project in this type of timeline. So with those kind of goals in mind, what I'd like to do is further work with Rural Impact Canada. They have what seems to be a great program with regard to developing a strong business case, seeking public consultation and engagement, and then looking at some financial policies that the Municipal Service Corporation would require under OREG 59906. They would do a great job. They have been working with us previously. You've seen a couple reports and at least one presentation from these folks. So through this staff report and the details within it, I kindly ask council to support the Municipal Services Corporation project using Rural Impact Canada. We got a lot of work to do and we got a short period of time to get it done. So I'm happy to take any questions from council. Otherwise, I kindly ask council to approve the recommendation within the report.
Thank you, Morgan. Any questions? Counselor Kingma.
Thank you through the mayor. This is a good step, and I guess my question is slightly tangential to what we're discussing precisely, but there's a public consultation phase. I wondered how feasible it is to piggyback off of that because we need our own strat plan. And if we're engaging the public, is there a way to um, sort of facilitate our own township-wide strategy?
Let me take that back and work with Rural Impact Canada to see what I can do in terms of public consultation, meeting both of those checkboxes. I think it might be a challenge because there's a kind of a broader strategic planning goal of council where you're going to want to likely identify themes or pillars for the township to move forward in. Where this conversation is actually going to be quite specific in terms of the actual business case for the industrial lands. So there will likely be some themes that come out that will inform council's overall strategic plan. But let me explore that one. Maybe I can find a creative way of tying the two together.
Good question. Any other questions, comments? Okay, seeing none, then we have a recommendation that council direct the CAO to undertake the Municipal Services Corporation program with Rural Impact Canada. Moved by Councillor McKinnon, seconded by Councillor Campbell. All in favor? And that's carried. Okay, we have a recommendation that council adjourn to closed session at 7:14 PM pursuant to section 2392 of the Municipal Act 2001 as amended to discuss the following matters. A position plan, procedure, criteria, instruction to be applied to any negotiations carried on or to be carried on by or on behalf of the municipality or local board. So this is in reference to the servicing agreement between Strathroy Caradoc and Adelaide Metcalfe. Could I have a mover and a seconder? Moved by Councillor Kingma, seconded by Councillor McKinnon. All in favor? And that's carried. We'll now go into closed.